Hello everyone, this is Tom Miller, and I'm here to talk about the law of contribution. And if you can see behind me, obviously I'm in one of the most beautiful places on the planet. This is Seaside, Florida. So what an incredible place. There's construction next door. What an incredible place for us to talk about contributing, right? Contribution right next to the Gulf of Mexico. Every day our bodies of water, right? Maxwell talks about be a river, not a reservoir. Our bodies of water are constantly contributing to our lives, whether it's through food and resources and reshaping our beaches, but it also gives us an abundance of memories and fun. So when I think about the law of contribution, John says that that others need to grow too, and it's your responsibility to get them there as leaders. Okay? We grow personally, not to be successful, but to help others succeed, right? Leadership's not about how far you advance yourself, it's how far you advance the people around you. And you can't give what you don't have. So I'm so proud of all of you investing 15 weeks of your time diving into this book, into this literature, watching the videos, hopefully sharing with other people, because that's when your growth really comes forward, is when you start to share it, when you start to teach other people. Because you can't lead other people where you haven't been. That was very clear for me when I was a principal, and as a brand new business owner, it's very challenging to lead people where I've never done it before, right? But it's about having that faith and that confidence and mentors of your own to be able to get there, and we'll talk more about that. So I just love the be a river, not a reservoir. So that means you're just constantly sharing, you're constantly giving, you're constantly contributing to the change in others, the change in how they feel about themselves, and how they go about their day. So John says you wake up every day asking yourself the question, what good shall I do today? It's a great 5-minute journaling activity. What good shall I do today? And at the end of the day, what good did I accomplish? Right? What were some things I achieved? Who were some people I helped? We talked about getting mentors and having mentors in areas of faith and business, friendships, and life and family. It's really important to seek out those individuals that can make a difference in you, that can pour into you, because remember, you can't take anyone where you've never been, right? So you have to find someone who's been there, and if you want to be more, you have to see more. So I think about the story of John's dad when he shares that he had to be the first one to move into the retirement home when he was in his 80s, and John's like, "You don't have to, Dad. We got plenty of time, and you can hang out with me." And he said, "No, son. It's important. Those people are gonna walk in there scared and not know anybody, and I need to be the first one at the door to greet them and let them know that they have a friend." It wasn't about him. It was about constantly helping other people. And how many folks have you met that are in their later years that the last thing they want to do is meet or talk to other people? So I love that story. So I want to talk about making the right contributions and choices. So one, every day, be grateful, right? Live an abundance attitude, right? Live the attitude of Mother Nature. And there's in the ocean, or the Gulf here, behind me, and our oceans, and be that river. Be always grateful for the opportunities that you're given. 2, put people first. There's nothing more important than people. If you value products over people, you're going to be a manager, not a leader. That's really, really important concept to remember. There's a big difference. Last night I was just watching our Live to Lead that we hosted this year, and Simon Sinek talks about, when you ask most CEOs what's their main responsibility, they said, my customer. And he says, you haven't talked to a customer in 15 years. So it's about, valuing the people who are responsible for your customers. Valuing the people that are responsible for your customers. If you are a leader that only focuses on, product first, you won't be a leader very long. Don't let stuff own you is number 3. John says there's only 2 reasons to have money: to have options and to serve others, right? So do your giving while you're living. Don't be owned by your stuff. Don't be owned by your debts. I fell into that trap many years ago about just, I was just, every dollar I went to somebody else, until I started telling my money what to do instead of my money telling me what to do. So don't let stuff own you. Your life's work is what's most important, right? If you're working for other things, then you're working for the wrong stuff. So next one, don't let people own you, right? So don't let stuff own you, and don't let people own you. Nobody owes you anything. It's a hard concept for a lot of people to grasp. I love what John says. He says, always try to give more than what people give back to you, but never keep score. It was a long time before I realized that. I think it was a few years ago. I think John taught me that. I was constantly keeping score in terms of what I would help other people with, or maybe not on a monetary value, but just kind of, always constantly trying to give and support other people, but never really feeling that to return. And I had to let that go, because I was constantly feeling resentment, because I was like, oh, I already helped them 3 times and they've never done anything for me. That's selfish, right? That's selfish thinking. That's not abundance thinking. Define success as sowing, not reaping. You reap, what you sow. So everything you do should be about sowing, right? You may never see the harvest of some of your labors, but that's okay, because you focused on other people's agenda, right? Because lots of people have plowed the ground for you. Think about all those people that sacrificed for you, whether they're your parents, mentors, guardians, family members, college professors, high school teachers. Many people have plowed the ground for you. I think about charter schools in general. Many people have plowed the way for us to have charter schools, legislators, advocates. It's really important, right? So it defines success as sowing, not reaping. The next, keep growing to keep giving. Right? People who stop growing are going to stop giving. People who will stop growing lose their passion. And the greatest gift you can give someone is your own personal development. So I really challenge you, from what you've learned here, is to, give your book to someone else, buy a book for someone else, share with them, start your own mastermind group, have a book study, whatever it is. Continue to keep on pouring into other people. As Zig Ziglar taught us, if you help other people get what they want out of life, they'll help you get what you want out of life. So I challenge you to lean in here, right? As we conclude the study, let's look at growing a garden, and I think we can all relate to this short story. Remember when you were a kid, and one of the projects in your class was to grow maybe like a tomato plant or a cucumber or whatever, a flower. So you got the little Dixie cups, right? You put your dirt in there, your soil, and you put your seed in there and your soil on top. And every day the teacher would have you to water it, and every day the kids would come running in, and they'd go to the cups, and there'd be nothing there. They'd do this for 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row, and they'd be watering it and taking care of it, making sure it had its sunlight, and because they weren't seeing any action, sometimes you lose that momentum, right? You lose that passion to come running in first to see. But really, if they could see that your seed was starting to grow just underneath the soil, right? Because there's that day that they come in, and one student has poked through the soil, right? One of the students plants have poked through and they're all excited and everybody, oh, mine's not growing, maybe I need to give it more water, right? That's you. That's us. That's all of us, right? You're not going to always see the fruits of your labor, but if you keep on focusing on the sowing, don't necessarily worry about the reaping. You will have a bountiful opportunities. Always keep focusing on doing the right thing. Focus on other people, helping others. So one day, your seed will blossom and create shade for a lot of people. Right? So I greatly appreciate your time, and I hope that you will continue to read this book again, to value it, to go back through the lessons, and really, really continue to grow yourself, because that's all that matters, right? So you can help build legacy. What legacy do you aim to leave? So finally, take this time to go through these last 15 weeks and kind of go back and rate yourself. Where were you 15 weeks ago? How did you think differently about yourself? How did you think differently about others and leadership in general? And give yourself a pat on the back because you have achieved. All right. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye.